Just been out picking some of these mustard greens. They're good size there. This is Savannah Mustard. Gonna make some pickled mustard greens here this afternoon sometime. Wash these up and trim them back. Peppers, I think I still got some out here. If not, I got some dried ones in the house there, but should have some out here on this thing. Oh yeah, this thing's loaded with them. I really probably should get these off before it frosts. I think it's supposed to frost this weekend. Dry these probably, but that's where our mustard was. I just cut both of these back a little bit, and they'll keep growing here. Am I talking to you? I don't think so. But they've done pretty good. The 3 of them that actually came up. We'll make some pickled mustard greens here. Alright, so I cut my greens, washed them, and dried them. You want the leaves as dry as possible in your greens. So I laid them out and dried them, cut them up this morning early. And we're going to go ahead and salt them. I added some Chinese celery to it too. Just a little bit spicier. And truth is, I had some in the fridge I needed to use before it went bad, so we're just gonna put it in our tub here. So all that looked like a lot, and evidently still had some water in there somehow. Probably from when I chopped the greens. So you want to cut them in whatever size you want them at. I got them a little bit big, but they'll shrink down. Now I'm going to go ahead and add salt to it. And I'm just using kosher coarse salt. I got a little bit less than a quarter cup there. I'm not real exact on it, but we're going to put that in there. Kind of dash it in there. I think I need to add a little bit more salt to it. Now, like I said, we're just going to kind of toss that around. Mash in the leaves there. Smells good with that Chinese celery in there. So you kind of want to make sure that all your pieces are well salted. You're going to try and drain some of the salt to pull the juices out of the leaves there. Now I'm just going to cover that up with a towel. And let it sit probably till tomorrow or the next day. And then we'll pack it in a jar with some carrots and peppers. All right, we got our kale, been sitting in the salt. I added some carrots to it and some Chinese celery and some garlic while it aged down, and let it sit for about a day. And that's what we got right there. That's what we ended up with, that little bit. So we're going to transfer this to a jar here, clean jar that's been boiled. And we're going to let it finish fermenting. Hopefully my jar is big enough. When you're cutting this stuff down, just cut it to whatever size you like. I like mine a little coarse, bigger pieces, so that's what I did. You're going to kind of want to pack it in there pretty good. Smells good with that Chinese celery in there. This stuff's a little strong. It's a little spice to it. And this is just an old jar that we had bought some kimchi in. My wife had used it to make kimchi earlier this year. It's basically the same idea as kimchi. You're just using mustard greens instead of Napa cabbage and stuff. Already smells good in here. You just want to pack it down in there as tight as you can get it. Looks like we just did bake it, as far as the size of the jar goes. Should be good for that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pour this juice in here, what I got left over anyway. That's just where the salt extracts the moisture out of the grains there. I'm going to add some chopped up peppers in here. I'm just using these little green cayenne peppers. Can add, I don't know how much of that to add in here. Do about 2 or 3 tablespoons of this. Well, if you can read that to know what it is, that's what it is. It's just Korean hot pepper flake something for really some stuff that wife had got for making the kimchi with, but I'm using it for this too. I'm going to pour some boiled water. This is just tap water that I boiled. So everything's submerged. Now I'm going to need to weight this down with something to make sure everything stays submerged while it's fermenting. Should be able to fit this lid in here, I think. Since I don't have the proper weights for this stuff, I'm just going to fold this down in there. Kind of push it down. Keep the grains submerged in the water there. And that's just a lid off of a little container there. That's what I had handy. And that's it. Now I'm just going to set the lid on top of here. And while it's going to ferment for like 7 to 15 days. When it's ready, I'll do part 2. This has been part 1. So we'll do that. And we'll keep an eye on it and make sure it changes the right colors and ain't got no mold growing in the top of it and all that. If it's got enough salt in it, you shouldn't have any mold. And I added additional salt to what the recipe actually called for when I did it. Because they were talking about using fine salt. I'm using coarse salt. So fine salt you use a little bit less because it's fine. And that's it. We'll see how it goes from here. I'll keep you posted. Thank you. That's our pickled mustard greens, and in this case it's Savannah, the variety Savannah mustard greens, which those leaves are huge.